My fiancé texted, "Your grandmother died? Can't make the funeral. Coachella tickets are non-refundable." I replied, "Understood." Then I removed her from my grandmother's $40,000 inheritance list I was executor of. 3 weeks later, her name was on the excluded parties section when the will was read in front of her parents. I, 29 male, got the call at 6:42 a.m. on a Thursday. My grandmother passed away peacefully in her sleep. She'd basically raised me after my parents' divorce. She was my person. Called my fiancé 27 at 7:15 a.m. We'd been together 3 years, engaged 6 months. "Babe, my grandmother died this morning." Pause. "Oh, when's the funeral?" "This weekend, probably. I'm executor, so I need to arrange everything." "This weekend? Like Saturday or Sunday?" "Yeah, she just died." "Okay, let me call you back." She hung up. Spent the day making arrangements. Funeral home, family calls, all of it. By 2 p.m., funeral was set for Saturday 11 a.m. Texted her, "Funeral Saturday 11 a.m. I'll send details." She replied at 5:18 p.m. "So I can't make Saturday. My Coachella tickets were $850 and they're non-refundable. Your grandma would totally understand. She'd want me to enjoy life. I'll light a candle for her at the festival. Sorry, babe." Stared at that message for a full minute. My grandmother, the woman who taught me to drive, paid for my college textbooks, came to every single one of my baseball games, was dead. And my fiancé was choosing a music festival because of an $850 ticket. Typed back, "Understood." She replied, "OMG, thank you for being so chill about this. I knew you'd get it. Love you." Didn't respond. Instead, I pulled up my grandmother's will on my laptop. Here's the thing. My grandmother's estate was worth about $180,000 after selling her house. Most went to my mom and uncle, but she'd left $40,000 specifically to my grandson and his bride-to-be to help them start their married life. My grandmother had loved my fiancé, brought her to book club meetings, taught her to bake, called her my granddaughter-in-law even though we weren't married yet, and my fiancé just told her the tickets were more important than saying goodbye. I was the executor, which meant I had discretion on that bride-to-be. Clause, we weren't married, wouldn't be married before estate distribution. Called the estate attorney at 6 p.m., my grandmother's lawyer for 30 years. Quick question about the spousal bequest. What's up? If we're not married when the estate closes, that bequest reverts to the main estate, right? Correct. It's conditional on marriage. Why? Timeline questions. How long until distribution? 4 to 5 months typically. You have time. Perfect. Hung up. Opened my laptop. Started documenting everything. Screenshot of her text. Timestamp every word. Saturday morning, I buried my grandmother. Over 120 people came. My mom stood next to me crying. My uncle gave a beautiful eulogy. Everyone kept asking, "Where's your fiancé?" She couldn't make it. The looks. The tight smiles. My grandmother's best friend hugged me and whispered, "Baby, if she's not here for this, she won't be there for anything." Got home at 3 p.m., exhausted and hollow. My phone had 32 messages from my fiancé. How did it go? "I'm sure it was beautiful. Miss you. BW." My mom was asking about the inheritance, lol. "How much are we getting exactly?" "Because I found this amazing wedding venue with a waterfall. It's $45, but with your grandma's money, we can totally afford it. Let me know the amount so I can put down a deposit." My grandmother had been in the ground for 4 hours and she was already spending the money. Turned off my phone, ordered pizza, went to bed at 8 p.m. Update 1. Sunday evening, my fiancé came over, let herself in with her tea, all tanned and happy, wearing her Coachella wristbands. "Babe, I missed you so much." Tried to hug me. I was on the couch, didn't stand up. "Hey," she plopped down next to me. "So the funeral was okay? Your mom's Facebook photos look nice. Anyway, I need to show you these venue options because we need to talk." "About venues?" "Yes, that's what You didn't come to my grandmother's funeral." "We already discussed this. The tickets were non-refundable, and your grandma was such a free spirit, she would have totally understood. She always said, 'Live life to the fullest.' Don't tell me what my grandmother would have wanted." She blinked. "Excuse me? My grandmother, who raised me, who loved you, who called you family, and you chose Coachella." "Babe, it's not that simple. I lost $850 if I didn't go. That's a lot of money to just throw away. She's dead. And me being there wouldn't have changed that. She was already gone. the casual cruelty in her voice. Get out. What? Get out of my apartment. Leave your key. She laughed. You're being dramatic. Look, I'm sorry if you're upset, but we need to discuss the inheritance because I already put down a $500 deposit on. You put down a deposit with what money? My credit card, but we're getting $40,000 from your grandma, so. No, you're not getting anything. Her face changed. What are you talking about? The bequest was for my bride-to-be. We're not married, and we're not getting married. Silence. Then, you're breaking up with me? Someone who skips their partner's grandmother's funeral for a music festival isn't someone I want to marry. Are you insane? Over one funeral? Get out. The money was never yours. You're not in the will. You have zero claim. Now get the hell out. She stood up, face red. My father is a lawyer. If you think you can steal from me, he can call the estate attorney. They'll explain how wills work. Tea on the counter. Now. She threw her tea at me. It bounced off my chest. You're gonna regret this. That money is mine. It was for my spouse. You're not my spouse. And after this, you never will be. She grabbed her bag and stormed out, slammed the door so hard the hinges rattled, sat in the silence. First time I'd felt calm in days. 20 minutes later, her mom called. What did you do to my daughter? She's hysterical. I broke up with her. Over a funeral, over her choosing a music festival instead of being there when my grandmother died. She made one mistake. You're throwing away 3 years over one mistake? Yep. You owe her that inheritance money. She's been planning her life around it. She's not in the will. She gets nothing. That money was left to her. No, it was left to my spouse. She's not my spouse. Never will be. We'll sue you. For what? Money she was never legally entitled to. Good luck. Hung up, blocked her number. But oh, it was just beginning. Update 2 Monday morning, 7:32 a.m. My phone rang. Unknown number. This is Attorney Hoffman. I represent the family of your former fiancé. We need to discuss the estate situation. Nothing to discuss. My client's daughter has certain expectations regarding. Your client's daughter attended Coachella instead of my grandmother's funeral. She's not getting a dime. That bequest was made with the understanding that she'd become my wife. She's not. No wife, no money. Pretty simple. We're prepared to argue implied contract and promissory estoppel. You're a lawyer. You know that's garbage. The will is clear. She's not named. She's not a spouse. Tell your client to accept reality. We'll be filing. Hung up. Called the estate attorney. Hey, heads up. My ex's dad just called threatening to sue. The attorney laughed. Let him try. She has no standing. But this is good actually. I'll add a clause formally excluding her from any claims. Can you do that? You're the executor. You have discretion. And given that she skipped the funeral, we have documented cause. I'll draft it today. Perfect. Tuesday evening, my ex showed up at my apartment building. Waited in the parking lot. Ambushed me when I got home. We need to talk. No, we don't. She followed me toward my door. About the money, my dad says. Your dad has no idea what he's talking about. I gave you 3 years. I was going to be your wife. That money is legally mine. Legally, it's not. Morally, it's not. You chose an $850 ticket over my grandmother's funeral. It was one day. Yeah, the day we buried her. You're stealing from me. You can't steal what was never yours. Then she started crying. Not sad crying, manipulative crying, the kind she uses to get her way. Babe, please, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Can we talk about this? Really talk? No. I'll go to therapy. I'll make it up to you. But we need that money for our future. There is no future. The tears stopped, just like that. Her face went hard. Fine. You want to play games? I have something to tell you. What? I'm pregnant. Stared at her. No, you're not. Yes, I am. I took a test yesterday. Show me. She pulled up her phone, showed me a photo of a positive pregnancy test. That could be anyone's test. It's mine. I'm carrying your child, so we're getting married and I'm getting that money. Even if you were pregnant, which you're not, I still wouldn't marry you, and you still wouldn't get the inheritance. You'd abandon your child? Child support exists. Marriage doesn't fix anything. And you're lying anyway. I'm not lying. You got your period 2 weeks ago. I know because you complained about cramps. Try again. Her face went blank, then furious. You're such a... Leave. Before I call the cops. She pulled out her phone and started recording. Everyone needs to see this. My fiancé abandoning me, stealing money from his dead grandmother's will to spite me. Go ahead, post it. I'm sure everyone will love hearing how you went to Coachella instead of her funeral. She stopped recording, breathing hard. This isn't over. It is. And if you contact me again, I'm filing a restraining order. She left, but not quietly. The next day, her mom showed up at my office. Security called me down. Your ex-fiancé's mother is here demanding to see you. Went to the lobby. She was there, face red, shaking. You monster, do you know what you've done? Can't talk here, need to get back to work. My daughter is devastated, she's in bed, she can't eat, and you stole her inheritance. It wasn't her inheritance, it was for my spouse. She was going to be your spouse. That counts. Not legally. The money was promised to her. The money was promised to whoever I married. I'm not marrying her. Pretty straightforward. She started crying. Loud, dramatic crying. People were staring. How can you be so cruel? After everything she's been through. She's been through Coachella. That's what she's been through. You're evil. Just evil. Security stepped in. Ma'am, you need to leave. I'm not going anywhere until... Ma'am, you need to leave now or we're calling the police. She left, still screaming about lawyers and lawsuits. Got back to my desk. My boss called me into his office. Everything okay? Ex-fiancé drama. It's handled. The grandmother who passed recently? Yeah. And she skipped the funeral? For Coachella. He shook his head. You dodged a bullet. Take the afternoon if you need it. I'm good. Thanks though. That evening, I got an email from the estate attorney. Subject line, exclusion clause, finalized. Opened it, read the attachment. Based on the executor's testimony and documented evidence, the following individual is formally excluded from any claim, present or future, to this estate. X's full legal name. Reason: failed to attend decedent's funeral services, choosing instead to attend a music festival. This demonstrates fundamental disrespect for the decedent and disqualifies her from any benefit under this will or estate. Smiled for the first time in a week. 3 weeks later got the notice, will reading scheduled. All beneficiaries and excluded parties to attend. Excluded parties, she'd be there. This was going to be good. Final update. The will reading was set for Wednesday, 2 p.m. Small conference room at the attorney's office. I showed up 15 minutes early. My mom was already there. You ready for this? Absolutely. My uncle arrived, then my aunt, then 2 cousins. We filled one side of the conference table. At 2:04 p.m., my ex walked in, both parents flanking her. She dressed like she was going to court. Conservative dress, minimal makeup, hair pulled back, playing the grieving almost granddaughter-in-law. Her mom glared daggers at me. Her dad looked smug, like he'd found a loophole. They sat across from us. The attorney walked in carrying the will documents. Thank you all for coming. Let's proceed with the reading of the last will and testament. He went through the standard legal language, then the specific bequests. To my daughter, I leave my home and its contents with sale proceeds totaling $60,000. My mom nodded, tears in her eyes. To my son, I leave $60,000 and my collection of first edition books. My uncle squeezed his wife's hand. To my beloved grandson, I leave $40,000, my grandmother's wedding ring set, and a letter to be delivered separately. I nodded. My ex leaned forward. The attorney continued. The will originally contained a provision for $40,000 to my grandson and his bride-to-be. However, as no marriage has occurred and the executor has exercised his discretionary authority, this bequest reverts to the primary beneficiary. My ex's mouth dropped open. What? Furthermore, the attorney pulled out another document. The executor has requested formal exclusion of the following party. He adjusted his glasses. Pursuant to the executor's authority under Section 7 of this will, the following individual is formally excluded from any claim to this estate. X's full legal name. No, my ex shot to her feet. That's my money. Ma'am, please sit. That money was left to me. Her dad grabbed her arm. Sweetheart, let him finish. The attorney continued, voice level. The reason for exclusion is documented as follows. The above-named individual failed to attend the decedent's funeral services on date, choosing instead to attend a music festival. When questioned, stated that attendance was impossible due to non-refundable concert tickets. This choice demonstrates a fundamental lack of respect for the decedent and disqualifies her from any benefit under this will. The room was silent except for my ex's heavy breathing. This exclusion is supported by documented evidence including text message exchanges, timestamped at exact time, in which his name stated, quote, "Can't make Saturday. My Coachella tickets were $850 and they're non-refundable. Your grandma would totally understand," end quote. My ex's face went from red to white to red again. Her mom stood up. "This is ridiculous. You can't. Mrs. Hoffman, your daughter has no legal standing. She was not named in the will. She is not married to the primary beneficiary, and she is now formally excluded. She had expectations. She planned her life around that money. Expectations aren't legally binding. The will is." My ex was shaking. "You did this. You did this on purpose." "Yeah, I did." "You manipulated the will. I executed it according to my legal authority, and I documented exactly why you don't deserve a penny. I gave you 3 years, and you couldn't give my grandmother 1 day." Her dad finally spoke. "This is vindictive. We'll contest on grounds of—" The attorney cut him off. "Counselor, you know as well as I do that she has no standing. She's not a beneficiary. She's not a spouse." The executor documented his reasoning. "There's no legal basis for any contest." Her dad's jaw clenched, but he stayed silent. My ex started crying, real tears this time. "It was just a funeral. Just 1 day." My mom stood up. "Just 1 day? Just 1 day." Everyone looked at her. "My mother was a saint. She opened her home to you, treated you like family, called you her granddaughter, and when she died, when we laid her to rest, you were at a music festival. I didn't think. No, you didn't think, because you're selfish and entitled, and you do not deserve a single penny from my mother's estate." My uncle stood too. "I think it's time for you to leave." Her mom grabbed her purse, sputtering. This is theft. We're filing a complaint with the state bar." The attorney actually smiled. "Please do. I'd love to explain to the ethics committee how I properly executed a will according to established law." Her dad grabbed his briefcase. "This isn't over." "Yeah," I said, "it is." They left. The door slammed. We sat in silence for a moment. The attorney cleared his throat. "Well, shall we finish?" The rest took 10 minutes. Paperwork signed. I'd get my $40,000 in about 3 weeks. In the parking lot, my uncle pulled me aside. "That was brutal. She earned it. Your grandmother would be proud. You stood up for her when she couldn't stand up for herself. I just enforced what she wanted. Family who shows up, who cares, who's actually there." My mom hugged me. "Read the letter tonight. When you're alone." Got home, opened the envelope the attorney had given me. My grandmother's shaky handwriting. "My dearest boy, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Don't be too sad. I had a good run. I'm leaving you money because you've always been smart with finances. But more than that, I trust your judgment. If you're married when you read this, I'm happy for you. Build something beautiful together. If you're not married, I trust there's a good reason. You've always known right from wrong. Trust your gut. I raised you to see people clearly. Don't let anyone take advantage of your kindness. Don't settle for less than you deserve. And don't ever forget, family is who shows up. Not just who says they'll be there, but who actually is. Love you forever, Grandma." Sat there for a while, crying a little. Somehow she'd known I'd need permission to do what was right. My ex texted that night from a new number. "I hope you're happy. You destroyed my life over one mistake." Replied, "You destroyed your own life when you chose $850 over basic human decency. I just documented it." Blocked the number. Her dad filed a complaint with the state bar against the estate attorney, got dismissed within a week. Then he tried to contest the will. Judge threw it out in about 8 minutes. Cost him $4,800 in filing fees and court costs. He tried to sue me personally for intentional infliction of emotional distress. That got tossed even faster. Another $3,200 down the drain. My ex moved back in with her parents. Found out through mutual friends that she's been applying to every job she can find because she'd quit her marketing position, assuming she'd have $40,000 to live on while she figured things out. Her mom has been telling everyone I manipulated my grandmother's will. Most people know the truth, though. Small town, word gets around. Everyone knows she went to Coachella instead of the funeral. She tried to start a crowdfunding campaign for legal fees to fight estate theft. Raised $340 before someone commented asking why she skipped the funeral. She deleted it within an hour. Last I heard, her parents are embarrassed by the whole situation and barely talking to her. Turns out her dad's law partners heard about the failed lawsuits and weren't thrilled about him wasting money on clearly frivolous claims. As for me, used the $40,000 as a down payment on a small house, 2 bedrooms, nice yard. Finally got my own place, kept my grandmother's letter framed in my living room. Mom comes over every Sunday for dinner. We talk about grandma, share stories, keep her memory alive properly. Started dating someone new about 6 months later. On our 3rd date, she asked about my family. I told her about my grandmother. Told her everything. So, when did you know your ex wasn't the one? When she chose a concert over a funeral, and you canceled the wedding, and made sure she understood there were consequences. She nodded slowly. Your grandmother sounds amazing. I wish I could have met her. She would have liked you. You showed up to meet my mom even though you'd only known me 3 weeks. That's just normal though? Yeah, it should be. We've been together a year now, taking it slow, but she's met my whole family, comes to Sunday dinners, visited my grandmother's grave with me. Some people still think I was too harsh, that holding $40,000 over someone's head for missing 1 funeral was extreme. But it wasn't about the money. It was about respect, about showing up, about basic human decency. My grandmother spent her whole life showing up for people. For me, for my mom, for everyone she loved. She deserved people who'd show up for her. My ex had one chance to prove she was that person, and she chose Coachella. So she got exactly what she earned. Nothing. And I got exactly what my grandmother wanted me to have. The means to build a life, and the wisdom to know who deserves to be in it.